going on, guys? It's Steve. We found my uncle. Look, yesterday we found him. It's crazy, the whole situation. He was missing for 11 days. Actually, it was either 10 or 11 days. I can't remember exactly. But next door called and said, look, your uncle, he was here earlier, and my grandfather and I, we went and cleaned his apartment out. Sad stuff and whatever. We cleaned out his apartment. We come back, I got a phone call. He was here. Next thing I know, my mom calls me and she says she's across the street at the restaurant with my uncle, and my uncle is sitting out front. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? So my grandfather and grandmother rushed here. They got there. I'm actually in my grandparents' house. They were on their way back from, my grandfather was on his way back from picking up my grandmother from work. She's a nurse. And they were there within seconds. And they were there before I even got there. All I had to do was get dressed and go. And we went. My mom went into a really good Chinese restaurant. She called the cops because she didn't want my uncle to see, because again, he's schizophrenic, paranoid, and he'll go crazy. He'll start beating people up, and I don't want any bad interaction with him and the cops. You know what's gonna happen. So mom calls the cops. The cops literally took like 10 seconds to get here. I mean, before you could even say, hi, my name is Steven, like, the cops were here. It was ridiculous. The cops got here in, like, I would say less than 2 minutes, honestly. It was just fast. Two police cruisers and two units and a EMS paramedic. They came. It took them like a half an hour to talk to my uncle and convince him to get in the ambulance and rush him to the hospital, because no one knows how long it's been since he ate, since he slept. He walked from the other side of Brooklyn. My uncle lives near I don't remember the exact name, like near the airport where those houses are and those apartment buildings are, like near there. You take the Belt Parkway, whatever. And my mom and my grandparents live in Park Slope, so we were all the way on the other side of Brooklyn. He walked all the way over there. That's a long walk. That's like 5 miles. That's a long walk, man. Yeah, that'll take like 4 hours to do. So they rushed here. He was dirty. He was filthy. He had no shoes on. It was a very sad thing to see. Because my uncle he wears nice clothes. He loves that stuff. But he was dirty and filthy. They rushed into the hospital. But before they even did that, my grandfather and grandmother told my mom and I to come up into their house and just chill here until they convince my uncle to go with the EMS, because my uncle has a history of violence in terms of when he's not taking his medicine, he goes crazy and he starts attacking people and stuff. That's why I was so emotional. And so I said, all right, fine, but I want to be there. I'm going to be looking out the window, and if anything happens, I'll rush out and I'll help you guys, help my grandparents. But anyway, so cops, they eventually forced him to get into the ambulance or whatever. They rushed him to Methodist Hospital, and that's where he is right now, Methodist Hospital. My grandparents stayed till like 10 o'clock at night because they wanted to know, like, is he gonna stay in or they're gonna let him out? Because again, my uncle was in the hospital, I think it was 12 days ago. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. Saturday, he was in the hospital, and they released him the same day or the next day. They just gave him something to put him to sleep. He went to sleep, he woke up, and they released him. So my grandmother, she's a psychiatric nurse, ironic, right? She wanted to make sure he stayed, and the doctor said yes, he's gonna stay, and there's no, he's not, we're not gonna allow him to leave. We know his history, he's been here before. For his safety and for everyone else's safety, he's gonna have to stay. So I'd like to just thank every single one of you guys that has prayed for me, that prayed for my family. You guys don't understand. It truly means the world to me. It truly means the world. You guys made me cry, man. Like, I didn't see the comments right away. I uploaded it, and then the next day, while I was at the doctor, I had to get a meningitis shot. I don't have meningitis, just to prevent me from getting it. But I got a shot, and I was reading the comments in the waiting room, and I started bawling, crying. People were asking me why I'm crying. But anyway, I really love you guys to death. Thank you guys so much. There's going to be more reaction videos coming to this channel. A lot of you guys like that. And the usual me talking about basketball. It's Man Steve. I'm out of here. Peace.